Evan, we keep hearing the term PRE, a predecessor rain event. What is that?
So these are events that we often see to the north of hurricanes or tropical storms. And last year, that's what we had. We had this upper level system over the eastern United States that drew up moisture from the tropics from Helene into western North Carolina. It's like an atmospheric river, if you've ever heard of that. It's often what we talk about on the west coast is atmospheric rivers. Over here with the hurricanes, their predecessor rainfall events.
So days ahead of the hurricane arriving, days before the first drop of rain from Helene, it's raining here.
It poured for 3 days.
At what point did you realize that those two things together, the PRE and the hurricane, were going to create the situation that it did?
So Wednesday night, we weren't supposed to have more than an inch or two of rain, and suddenly we had 6 or 7, which was fairly unprecedented for Asheville.
Just how unprecedented was Helene? And I'm not just using the word unprecedented for fun. It truly was unprecedented. We start thinking about these events and how often or how likely they are to reoccur. Once every 100 years, once every 500 years, once in every 1,000 years. That's how unprecedented Helene was, but it wasn't even just Helene.
So even though the data would suggest it's a 1 in 1,000 level event, in all likelihood, it is not that rare of an event. It crested 10 feet higher during Helene than it did back in 1916. So unfortunately, we already know that the death toll from Helene has surpassed Florence. It's surpassed what we saw from any of those other historical storms, including back in July of 1916. And I saw just today the governor's office has estimated $53 billion in damage in the western part of the state from Helene. So it looks like it will also be, by a pretty good margin, the most damaging and costliest storm in our state's history.